Saludos y bienvenidos a todos to the PGP podcast. Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday to you. I don't know if you're watching me or watching the World Cup. We're going to timestamp this podcast right now. But you know what? Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Josh Tovar, proud principal of Memorial Pathway Academy in Garland ISD. Garland, USA. Ready to rock and roll with you. And I want to make sure that I thank you for being here. Either you're hearing it live right now or on the rebroadcast. I appreciate it because one of those things that we are not guaranteed is time, and you're giving us, Dr. Moreno and myself, some of your time for this great learning experience, especially with the great panels that we had in the past. And it continues today with 5 rock stars making sure that they bring knowledge to you. As right now you're by the pool, you're swimming with otters, you're looking for mockingbirds, you're out at the beach. I don't know. You're somewhere out there with a Mai Tai or whatever adult beverage you're having, reflecting on the school year. Just remember what we're doing right now is we're bringing to you 63 years of experience. 63 years of experience. So we ain't faking the funk because you know what? We are part of the Fantastic Four network. So we highly encourage you, if you didn't watch Super Saturday with Sean Hurt at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, the Data Guru, 10 o'clock. Make sure you reach out to him. I know your scores are in. Our scores are in. I know your scores are in. So if you need someone to help you dissect those scores, check out Sean Hurd. Call him. He'll go to your school. He'll chat over the phone. He's a great guy. He'll get you to where you need to be this upcoming school year. Then after that, we got Dr. Shika Houston and Tammy Taylor, the doctors. What they did is that they raised their campuses 2 and 3 letter grades in 1 year. Who does that? You know who does that? Great leaders. They will show you how to raise those letter grades at your campus because they're bringing the receipts. And in the end, El Jefe, Principal Barudi Cafele, 11 o'clock. I don't know. He's not going to be here. That guy was in Washington watching his Knicks win. He's all over the Knicks thing. So, hey, Jefe, congratulations. I know you've been over 50 years waiting for them Knicks to bring in that championship. So congratulations to you out there. This Fantastic Four network is yours and mine. So please make sure that we grow together. If you want to be part of the show, please reach out. We're booking already for September, Moreno. We're already booking for September, looking for some assistant principals that want to be on the show. Reach out to us, and we guarantee you a slot in the upcoming set of programs that we have. Moreno, how are you doing, and why are you wearing a Ghana shirt?
So I don't know where the what's his name?
Acosta Ajito.
Ajito. Yes. I don't know where he's at. He's probably going to be out in a few minutes. But look at me. I am representing. I am so Tanzania, you know, I go to Tanzania every year, and this year Tanzania has never made it to the World Cup, unfortunately. So we got to do some I don't know, something about that because we got to find some talent out there. So I found me a Ghana shirt, so I'm representing today. So kudos to all of the teams out there. And I hope everybody's having some fun, enjoying the family, watching the games. I know Houston is hosting. We had Germany play. I don't know what other team. I know Germany won. That's all I know. So super excited with all the hosting cities, and I hope you guys are enjoying. I am in Houston, Texas. You can see my spiders. And again, thank you so much for keeping the fort for me because I was in Hawaii. Aloha. Had a great time. So I love the monologue that you had at the beginning as far as, you know, enjoying. Guys, please take care of yourself. School is hard. It's really hard right now. And so right now, if you have a minute to just enjoy yourself, do that. And, you know, summer's going to be over by the time you know it. So let's have a little bit of fun because August will be here before you know it. And Josh, I'll be leaving in 2 weeks. So I have this week, next week, and then I will be gone for a month and I'll be in Tanzania. So please reach out to me here, Newcomer Success, and all media platforms. You can see all of the videos that I'll be posting about the school in Tanzania that I support.
Awesome. So reach out to Mari. She does the Lord's work by helping out them kids in Tanzania and all different parts that she goes. So thank you for everything that you do. And it's that time, that Chinchilawa moment time. Chinchilawa, we're like, what is that? What are you saying? Chinchilawa is a Mexican game. What we do is during holiday seasons is that we line up against the wall and we create a human pyramid and we yell, Chinchilawa y arriba voy! And you run and you jump on top of your grandma. and you jump on top of your cousin and you jump on top of your granny, whatever it is, and it's all fun and games until it all comes tumbling down. Well, right now there's no negativity in this one. I just want to make sure, hey, educator out there, most of you are out. I think the East Coast still might have some days, but most of everybody's out there. Last week was to recharge, but right now is the time to start recalibrating for the upcoming school year. And that's the purpose of today's show. The purpose of today's show is that start planning for taking PD and becoming a better version of yourselves in the 26-27 school year. What do I mean by that? We know we ain't got money. We know education is broke. So sometimes out of your own pocket, I go to a lot of conferences and I pay out of pocket. And sometimes you got to do that to make sure that you learn not only from your silo, your district, your region, and your state. There's way other possibilities out there. You have to make sure that you reach out to different parts of the country, different styles. And what do we do as educators? We beg, borrow, and steal ideas, and we bring them to our classroom. We bring them to our campus building as administrators so that we sharpen that axe, so that we are always fine-tuned. So start planning, looking into organizations. The purpose of today's show, not only organizations, but look into other avenues that will bring you that knowledge that you need that's outside of what your campus is, your district, because there is a fixed mindset in certain districts. There is a fixed idea. This is how we do it here. But you know what? There's more than one way to make sure that you engage all students. So start setting them pennies aside, start setting that money aside, start dropping it somewhere so that later on you do find a conference, you do find an organization, you do find something that will make you the best version of yourself. Because if you're the best version of yourself, your scholars will do that. And if they are the best version of yourselves, your community, and that creates a great ripple effect for this beautiful country of ours. Moreno, what you think?
I love it, Josh. And you're absolutely right. There's some conferences that are not very expensive at all either. So, I mean, I'm actually doing a conference at a conference next week. And I think the registration was like $125. So it's not a lot. And then as far as what you're talking about networking, oh my goodness, I'm so excited to talk about our group that we have today, because they are organizations that do collaborate across state lines too. So there's different, we're going to talk about that today. So I'm super excited. And you're absolutely right, Josh. You have to be able to be a better self of yourself. You know, iron sharpens iron. They say that all the time, right? You say that all the time. And you know what? It's so true. And this is the time to do it. So please, guys out there, listen and really, really kind of make yourself a better person by, again, going out to these conferences and network. That's the main thing, is really kind of talking to other people and sharing your info and following other people on social media, because that's where the gold is. You're right. There's no money out here. So might as well learn from other people while they're sharing all these great ideas online.
Yeah, this past week, I was at a great conference. TASSP does a bang up job, just fabulous leadership. You know, I'm glad that Billy's here today representing TASSP. And next week, I'll be presenting at Talas, another great organization out there. And it's one of this. My district paid me help me out with one, and I got to pay for the other one. But it doesn't matter, because, like you said, it's about building those networks, those connections to ensure that we're ready for the upcoming school year. So everybody out there, if you right now are having that time to check out your podcast, go back to episode 104. For those of you that just retired, I just retired. What's next? A bunch of people that just retired from education. They got some ideas for you. And I'm ready to interview episode 106, 104 and 106. Check them out if you're ready to tap out or you're ready to go to the next level. But talking about the next level, we've got some next level leaders here on the PGP podcast, part of the Fantastic Four Network, and they're rolling in. And some of these faces will look very familiar to people across the United States, and they're here giving us so graciously of their time. Panel, muchas gracias por estar hoy on the PGP podcast. Moreno, stick.
I'm excited, you guys, because I am just one of those people who is a big fan of going out to different conferences. I'm familiar a little bit with Beam, so kudos to the Beam family. But man, TSSP is here, and I mean, it's just going to be a great session. So before we get started, I'm going to start off with right in the middle, right here, with Dr. Spiller. But everybody has the same question. So we're going to start off because people want to know who you are. Like, who are you? What's going on? And so, Dr. Spiller, tell the audience a little bit about yourself and where are you from, what roles you have held in education, and what are you doing now, sir?
Oh gosh, well, first, thank you all for the invite. I was certainly looking forward to the opportunity to just always have the opportunity to just find out new things that's happening across the state. I am a 29-year educator. I've done it all, you all, from a sixth grade, self-contained, back in the day, classroom, yeah, sixth grade self-contained, classroom teacher, administrator, supervisor, professional developer. And now my current role, I serve as the executive director of Title IX compliance and investigations in my district, Richardson ISD. I'll be going into year 30. And then when I'm having fun, I'm the president of the Texas Area Alliance of Black School Educators, where we have over 6,700 members that I'm in my second term there, where we are just we're coming off of our outstanding conference in February, and we are currently just completing in a series 3 follow-up professional development sessions to make sure that our members stay connected. And they were in Dallas, Houston, and Austin. You should see us all over Twitter. And it was particularly focused on our coaches. We find that coaches, as you all know, play a very, very key role in our schools. So we started our PD service series off with them, and we're ending July 18th with our focus on our women, and it's called Her Inspired. It's going to be at TSU, part of everything we're doing right now, and I'll save some of the airspace for my colleagues on the call and blend in some exciting things that's happening in TAPSY, but super
I'm
excited.
waiting to
Yeah.
hear. Yes, how fun. So Tapsy in the house. Thank you
House
so much.
representing.
And let me tell you, I know working as full time and then being the president, it's a lot to juggle. So kudos to you, sir. And we're looking forward to hearing more about your role and what you do and what Tapsy does.
Thank
Let's
you.
go to Todd. Todd, talk to us, my friend. I know you're thinking maybe I'll be the last one.
No, hello everybody. I'm so excited to be here. So my name is Todd Nesloni. I've served in a lot of roles. I started as an instructional aide, who became a teacher, who became a principal, and now I get to serve as the Director of Culture and Strategic Leadership at the Texas Elementary Principals and Supervisors Association. So I love seeing, I have several faces in here I recognize as well, so I'm excited to be part of this conversation. I've been with TEPSA since 2019. I was a principal, loved my job, and an opportunity came up to work at an association that I was already obsessed with. And so I said, who knows when this is going to come up again? And so I've been with them ever since. And I love our small but mighty team. And I also it allows me to be able to kind of do my speaking and traveling and all that I do as well. So excited to be here to be part of this conversation with all of you and to see some friends I haven't seen in a while.
Oh, thank you so much, Todd. We're looking forward to learning more about your organization as well, and super excited, man. Yeah, those opportunities don't come up very often, so kudos to you for snapping that one. Awesome. Katie, how about you, my friend? Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from and your roles and what are you doing now?
Well, I think I may be the only non-Texan on our call this afternoon, but I feel like my mom was born in Texas, and I've still got kin in Dallas and Grapevine, so maybe y'all can just accept me as like an honorary Texan this afternoon and make it
Come
count.
on in.
Yeah, so I work for the Association for Middle Level Education. We're the largest organization of our kind in the world, specifically focused on education for early adolescents. I'm going into year 22 as a professional educator. The vast majority of it's been spent in the classroom. So I did middle school special education in Title I. I taught sixth grade self-contained in an elementary setting, loved it. I have done a variety of things over the years. Sixth grade ELA was my happy place. And I was still madly in love with the job when this opportunity came my way. But like Todd said, how often do opportunities at organizations like this has been my membership organization my entire career. So when this position came open, I had to pursue it. And now I spend my job professionally getting to support educators. And that is what a gift of a job to get to do for a living. So thank you for this opportunity to hang out on the call tonight.
Awesome. And let me tell you, middle level, whew, people are scared of middle
I
school.
know.
Wow, why?
We get
I love
told we're
middle
either
school.
saints or crazy, but honestly, those of us and people listening better watch out because middle school claims people. So there are times people wind up in like a middle school grade level and they're like, oh, I never wanted to teach middle school. And then like 30 years later, they're like, so I didn't want to teach middle school. And they've, found their happy place and served the rest of their career there. It's a great place.
Exactly. I love middle school. It's my favorite. Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's go to Selena. Selena, talk to us a little bit about Beam and where you at and what do you do and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much, Doctora. It's an absolute honor to be here today, and I'm excited to meet everyone on the panel. I served as a bilingual teacher, a coach, a district administrator. I currently serve as the emergent bilingual consultant at Lead Forward, where we serve teachers and leaders across the state of Texas. I also have the amazing opportunity to serve on the executive board at Beam. We're very excited about the work that we're leading across the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex and very excited to be here with you all today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Again, also juggling two different roles. It's hard, I bet. I'm very familiar with Lead Forward. So awesome. Thank you again for being with us today. Last but not least, Billy, talk to us, my friend. Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here with you all this evening. We just completed our summer workshop and I just got in today from our board retreat also. So it's been 8 days of fun and learning and lots of other things too. But so I spent 30 years in the public schools of Texas. A teacher and coach is how I started, and then I've been a school administrator, campus principal most of that time, but over 20 years in administration. The last 3 I spent as the chief administrative officer for Rockwall ISD, and that's where I retired. I've been with TASSP now for 8 years. I serve as executive director now. We are the largest and probably the oldest now secondary principal association in the country. So we serve about 6,000 members, all principals and assistant principals. That's what our association was founded for and what we still serve today. I'm also executive director for the Texas Association of Student Councils, largest student council association in the U.S., and also the executive director for the Future Educators in Texas. So we have about 400 chapters of Future Educators across Texas at different and various campuses across the state. So pretty busy. We have a lean, mean association staff and proud of what we do.
Awesome. And I can probably say I know I went to the North Carolina middle level conference. So that's how I know Emily. But I know all of you guys. So I'm super excited. Josh, you just outdid yourself, sir, with all of these amazing guests today.
Iron sharpens iron, baby. That's why the iron is here on tonight's show. But before we get into the next question, greetings to Kenyel Sessions from Oklahoma. Thank you for being here. Rella Hicks, thank you for being here. Constance Sherrard from Mississippi. Dr. Patrick Ray, thank you for being here. Dr. Shika Houston, my sister in the work. Fantastic Four family member, South Carolina. Dot McKeever Jeter from Illinois. Thank you for being here. Dr. Melissa Jones-Chunu from Oklahoma. John Hurricks here from Texas. Arcela Austri from North Carolina. And Dr. Edwin Garcia, great job yesterday with Jefe Principal Cafele from New Jersey. Thank you for being here. So we're going to get started off with you, Katie. And it's very, we got to peel back that onion, esa cebolla, that onion, just a little bit back to let people know what or when, what made you become an educator. And part two of your question is, what role did your parents play in getting you to this point of your life? What and when, or what made you become an educator, and how were your parents so important in this journey?
My answer to this may be a little unexpected because I am an educator largely because of my parents. I was accepted to Savannah College of Art and Design and had every intention of going into either furniture or jewelry design. And at the very last minute, like literally a few weeks before I was supposed to move on campus, my parents said, "Hey, listen, the funding just isn't coming through. I had scholarships, but they weren't able to cover the remainder. And they said, you're going to need to find a cheaper plan B." And I mean, like 3 weeks before I'm supposed to move on campus. And so I had friends attending a small private college in Tennessee. And I was like, hey, freshman credits are pretty much the same everywhere. I'll just go and get college started and we'll figure the rest of this out as we go. And as we were filling out the paperwork, my mom looked at the list of majors I could declare and she goes, teaching, that's a real one. You can do that. Um, so first day of teacher ed courses, we're going around the room and explaining I knew I wanted to be a teacher in kindergarten when Mrs. So-and-so changed my life forever. And I'm sweating bullets. I mean, looking around the room like, how do I answer this? And I was like, I knew I wanted to be a teacher yesterday when my mom made me check that box on the form. But, I found immediately that teaching was a profession that was going to take all of the seemingly disconnected and disorganized pieces of my personality and my what I enjoy doing and what I'm good at and put them together and require the best of me at all times. It's constant problem solving and creativity and deep thinking. And I fell in love with the profession from the first little classroom experience I got. We were reading mentors to second grade students at a local elementary school and working with Christopher after school 1 day a week. I mean, that I was just hooked from that moment forward.
What a beautiful story. That's why, hey, out there, that's why. Ese es el why that we all talk about. Qué bonito. Selena, talk to us.
So the first part of the question is, why did I, become a teacher? And it really is my kindergarten teacher. And it's a true story. She made us feel very valued, very loved. And I went, since I was 5, that was my goal, was to ensure that other kids felt loved and valued, just like Miss Sprouse, did for us. And I think the role that my parents played, right, in that kind of goal setting and making was my mom. My mom had, and still has an incredible work ethic. She did everything that she could to provide for us as a family. And so I continue to move that forward.
Beautiful. Hey, and I said it a couple of podcasts ago, remember, Moreno, that all of these times we have these questions or this question, it's always the elementary peeps that get the love. Not the senior teachers, not the junior teachers. It's always the chiquitos. It's always the babies. I love it. Yes, I'm a secondary guy. Yes, we do our part. But remember, secondary people, when you say the stickers don't work, yes, they do. When you say the pencils don't work, yeah, they do. Don't forget about the sticker and the pencil, baby. Don't forget about the little gold star, baby. And you do that, that kid will probably mention you when they graduate. Dr. Billy Pringle, talk to us.
That's easy for me. I wanted to work with kids, teach, and eventually coach. That's how I started out. But I wanted to do that at an early age, pretty much all my life. But I had the two best examples to lead me in that direction. Both of my parents no longer with us, but my mom taught first grade for 30 years. My father taught and coached here in Texas for at least that long. He was a high school coach, many different areas of the state, but also a college football coach as well. And then you can go back to my grandparents. They were examples of this as well. My grandfather on my mother's side started teaching school when he was 17. And so I had great role models throughout the course of my life and my early life, especially my parents. So that's why I chose this path, and that's why I'm where I'm at today.
Beautiful, beautiful. Appreciate you sharing that story. Love it. Darwin. Do I have to
Yes,
do I have
sir.
to put that in? Do I have to put that woo the win? Yes,
I
sir. I
like,
got
yeah,
you.
I
I
like
got
to
you,
win.
brother. I got Darwin. Let's go.
That's why I put that emphasis there because I like to win. I like to win everything.
I love that.
And so part of my interest in why I became a teacher, it actually happened in high school, but I'm an elementary person. In high school, I realized I had to, I'm from Chicago, from Cabrini Green's apartments. I don't know if y'all know the show Good Times with JJ. That's where I grew up. So being there, school was safe for me. I stayed in school. So I just had fun with school. And how my parents supported that, they protected me and protected my time with coaches because I stayed after school because I figured that all the crazies let out at 3:30. And I figured out at 3:30 I could go to the volleyball and help with the basketballs. I could help with the lady with the candy. So I stayed in school till like 5 and always got a ride home. See, I was figuring that early. And my parents really praised me a lot and protected me. So that's how that decision happened. So when I got into college and didn't really know what I wanted to do, and the guy said, "What major?" I said, "Teacher." Of course, it's like encompasses on everything.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. You know what? I'm sorry, guys, but our generation, we need to stop making those references and PD. It's killing me. When I talk about Alice and Kiss My Grits and Horseshack, I mean it's gone. They look at me like, what are you talking about? I think we're losing. What you talking about, Willis? I think we're losing that one too. There you go. Todd, Miss Loney, Senor Tech Ninja, talk to us.
Yeah, so I never wanted to be a teacher. I have several family members that were educators, but I knew I wanted to work with kids, and I assumed that it would be in social work because that was something that was really personal and passionate to me. Only to find out the amount of emotional toll that takes, and how I am not good about separating myself emotionally from that work. So I very quickly learned I could not handle that at full time anyway. And so I was like, well, how else can I work with kids? I'll be a teacher. And I fell in love with it. And I really wanted to do that because I can't remember one teacher from my childhood. I was that kid who was well behaved because I knew my mama would get me at home if I didn't make those good choices. I had A's and B's, so I stayed out of any trouble there. And it was easy for me to fall between the cracks. I didn't have a bad educational experience at all. I just didn't have a teacher that saw me or connected with me. And so when I knew that education was going to be my path, my ultimate goal was always to make sure that no matter what kid came through my room, that whether they felt like they achieved academically what they were fully capable of or not, in the end, they would at least have felt, hopefully, that somebody on that campus saw them for at least that 1 year. And so that's why I became a teacher. And if anybody's been following me long enough, they know my mom was an educator and a huge part of my story and really inspired a lot of who I am today. And I would not be the teacher I am today without the leadership of my mother. So
Beautiful, beautiful. And if you guys didn't get it, I heard Katie and Todd speak at a conference. I haven't had the pleasure yet with Selena, but if you see them around your neighborhood, go see them. They will truly make you smile and touch your heart. Thank you, panel, for being here. Moreno, go.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you guys. And I was laughing, Katie, because that was my mom too. She says, be a teacher. Always once a teacher, always a teacher. They'll never fire you, is what she told me. And I'm like, what? So I was laughing because of that. So, anyways, we're gonna start off with Todd on this one. So Todd, I know some of you guys already talked about who inspired you. That was your, kindergarten teacher. But let's go a little bit on the who was the most influential teacher or coach in your life? And what's one memory? I know there's lots of memories, but what's one memory that makes you still smile today?
well, like I said, I didn't have any, so there was not an influential teacher or coach. But I will say, let me take a different approach than I think my other four comrades here will be taking. I do have a very influential administrator at my high school, and influence is not always positive. And so this person influenced heavily me to become who I am today, because they forced me to find my value when it was clear that they did not see it. I have a very interesting story that will take much more time than what we have here. But I had an administrator really berate me publicly and then privately, and it tried to take all these things away for something I did not even do. But see, people didn't seek to ask questions or understanding, went straight to coming down hard. And like I said, I didn't get in trouble. Like I was deathly afraid of getting in trouble. But to be spoken to the way that I was in a private office, without a parent present, just because I was a junior in high school, I will never forget leaving that office and immediately walking to, this will age me, but I can see everybody's my age or around there. So immediately walking to a payphone, because we didn't have cell phones. Immediately walking to a payphone, calling my mom and saying, pick me up now. Like, I am not going to sit here today. I need, and she was like, what's wrong? And I was like, everything's okay. I just need you to come get me now. And then to see how that was a driving force in me, to know that if someone would speak to me who has never been in trouble, who's always had good grades, who did all these things, to come at me like that, all it put in me was that imagine the way kids who do often make poor choices can easily be counted out, who do struggle with having supporting systems behind them, who could be beaten down by a system very easily. And that's why it just drew a passion in me to just have that piece of my ultimate thing is I always want to seek to understand. And so anything that I do in my life, whether it's professionally or personally, my come at is always seek to understand, judge last. Like, first we need to just listen and learn. And so that's mine. Not a positive one. I'm sure others are, but it really was formative into who I am today.
Absolutely. And you know what? Good or I mean, this is actually a really good example of it not being positive, but you learned from this. This was something that, and educators out there listening can actually see how something like that actually, affected you even long term. So awesome. Thank you for the wonderful and the story, because there is a good message behind that. So appreciate that. Thank you, Todd, for sharing that story. Katie, how about you, my friend? Who was the most influential teacher or coach in your life? And what was one memory from your career that still makes you smile today?
There are quite a few I could name here, but I will pick one. So Kathy Sourbeer, who was my gifted and talented program teacher for 3rd through 6th grade, had a huge impact on me because of the number of years I got to spend with her, and then also just her approach to teaching. She was in my mind and heart often as I was developing who I was as a teacher as well. And we did a lot of creative writing, participating in like the Young Authors program all those years. And when I would get ready to read one of my pieces, she would take off her shoes and get comfortable. Wait. Katie's going to read hers. We got to get comfortable. And so when I became a published author, she was high on my mind of, those early experiences as a 3rd grader, being taken seriously as a writer. And then, now that being part of my professional identity and experience too. I don't know if she knew then that would be real for me, but she treated it with respect as if it was real back in 3rd grade. And she was one of those people who saw something in me that was worth championing and ensured I had opportunities to explore and grow. And so I still think of her often. She became a principal after leading our program and is retired now, but still one of those influences definitely in my life and my profession.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I can just, you speaking about her, just brings you joy. I see that. So awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. Selena, talk to us about your special person in your life that influenced you and a memory that you can share with all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. I was also very fortunate to have influential teachers throughout all of my, educational career from elementary to post-secondary. One that does come to mind is Dr. Irons from the University of Dallas. I was, taking my baccalaureate studies there. And I just remember he taught us teaching 101. You know, you're going to get a paycheck for the first time. Put money away into savings, show up on time, get kids excited about their learning. And he's doing all of these things while he's climbing on desks and giving us lessons about denominators and numerators and fractions. So he's certainly someone who comes to mind in terms of influence.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Let's go to Dr. Billy Pringle. How about you, sir? Can you tell us somebody in your life who
Sure.
influenced you?
Yeah, sure. Todd, I'm sorry you didn't have any teacher that really made a big impact. But I always talked with my staff about the impact that they would make, and I think the research actually shows that teachers at the middle level have the biggest impact for the majority of people across the nation. And it was funny how I would work with my staff and not tell them that, but it always, the middle level always came out first. But my middle school science teacher had the biggest impact on my life, I would say, just how she had me involved, engaged, and just made me feel like I was the most important person of all. I had many other teachers that I could name, for specific things, and just had a great influence on me. But Mary Apple was her name, and she was incredible. And that was in Albany, Texas, little Albany, right outside of Abilene.
Oh, nice. Thank you so much. And let's end the question with Dr. Darwin Spiller.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate the stories our colleagues shared. They were
great stories.
Yeah, they were. And Todd's, yours, I got the message. I understood what you did there. It actually went well. I had an interest. Mine, one teacher, 5th grade math, Miss Washington, only because she was really pretty, I think. But most importantly, seriously, she carried herself so poised, professional, clear. Her hair was, and that stood out to me. That was the stability I need. I had that stability at home. The streets were wild and crazy, and she was she like mirrored characteristics of my mom. So that's what actually made me kind of like math. And I sat in the front because everybody always wanted to cheat off of me and get my answers. I was the fun kid that hung out with everybody, but I did my work.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit about your character too, sir.
They would say, "Don't turn your paper in," and I would turn mine in and say,
I hope everybody's enjoying these stories. So if you have not done it, like and share it right now. Just like and share it. Please do so, because we have to be able to change the algorithm so that we can spread the word. Guys, this is amazing. And don't forget, we always forget, please go to the YouTube channel. Josh, did you get any more subscribers to our YouTube channel?
We're rocking at 254 now, baby. 250. We're blowing up right there. Man, that YouTube money is just raining in left and right now. It's just raining. YouTube is making it rain over here in North Texas. Hey, and you know what, Todd? Before I get into the question, now we're going to go into your organizations. More often than not, during Teacher PD, I always play the video of Jeff Bliss. Do you remember that blonde kid from Duncanville? That he's wearing all black. I think it was like in the late 90s. And he runs out of class and he's telling you should care more about your job than giving us packets. He went viral years ago. And he was just sitting there not doing the packet. And then she kicked him out of class because he wouldn't do the packet. And he's like, you know what, kids learn in different ways. He's telling all that. And that just what you were mentioning, it's true. And a lot of times the reason that us as administrators and as educators also, we face pushback from parents is because they had a bad experience in school. Wow. They had that talking to. So I got you, brother. I'm glad that you mentioned that. It's very important that we self-reflect. And we're human. We all make mistakes and interactions, stuff like that. It's about learning from our mistakes as educators to making sure that our beautiful profession keeps thriving and growing during this time. Okay, so right now, remember what I said before the show, guys. Stay right now. I'm gonna go specifically, Darwin. We're gonna start off with you.
Okay.
Stay within the scope of each question, and we're gonna build on it.
Gotcha.
We're gonna build on it. Don't go beyond what the question is, because people are listening. And do I want to join this? Do I not? How does it belong to me? How can I make a connection to it? All right. So first, Darwin, please make sure that you tell the audience what's the name of your organization, when did you join it, and are there similar organizations across the U.S.? Because this show goes all over the world. We got people in Ghana and New Zealand. We got people in different parts of Asia. And obviously we got members here in the United States. So what's the name of your organization? When did you join it? Well, what was the reason for you joining it? And are there similar to that organization in other parts of the country?
Good. Thank you so much for that. The name of the organization I'm representing tonight, you all, is the Texas Alliance of Black School Educators. It's in its 40th year. We just celebrated our 40th year and being around developing professional development, particularly for educators. Focusing on our superintendents, our central office leaders, our teachers, our principals, a wide variety, very similar to the groups that you have represented here. What made 10 years ago, a decade ago, actually, Dr. Michael McFarland, he's a superintendent out in Crowley now. He was a superintendent with Lancaster ISD at the time, and several other influential persons and mentors in my life is really the reason why TAPSE has been part of my life for the past decade. And it's funny that the similarity in the organization is widespread. There's Texas, there's a Latino organization that does very similar work. They have local, we have in Texas, as one state, we have 17 local affiliates. So the similarity there is we actually have one in Garland, Gadsby, we have one in Richardson, we have one in Plano, we have one in the Southwest. But that was the model behind that, having a state organization and being able to spread that out in the local areas. We also represent at the national and international level our president, Dr. Kimberly McLeod, who was a former state president of TAPSE, now NAPSE president. She's doing a lot of work to expand the reach at the international level. So we are super excited in terms of the momentum we have going, but strictly focus on professional development, networking, and building your PLN.
Okay, great. Awesome. Dr. Billy Pringle, talk to us. Yes,
sir. Texas Association of Secondary School Principals is who I'm affiliated with. I serve as the executive director. Our association is 103 years of age. We do or across the state, almost every state in the United States has a Secondary Principals Association. There are 15 standalones like we are. The rest are usually umbrella organizations. So we affiliate with the National Association, NASSP, soon to be NPA, and that's really it.
When did you get involved, Dr. Pringle?
I got involved probably close to 25 years ago in TASSP, but then I became employed by TASSP 8 years ago.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Todd Nesloni.
Yeah, so I am at the Texas Elementary Principals and Supervisors Association. We turn 110 next year. We are so excited. Going to be throwing a big celebration next summer at our summer conference. But we serve pre-K through 8th grade principals, assistant principals, and supervisors here in the state of Texas. And I started working in 2019. Like I said, opportunity came to join this team. We are 11 strong, serving about 6,000 members. We fall under the National Association of Elementary School Principals, NAESP's umbrella. And so just like Billy said, there's some form of ours in every state, whether it's a combined one thing depending on their state size, or they have an elementary and a secondary. But we are part of that. And yeah, so super excited.
Very cool. Thank you very much for sharing that. Katie's a little bit different. Katie, talk to us.
Okay, so I do work for the Association for Middle Level Education. We're an international organization with state affiliates and other affiliate organizations that are a part of our work. I became a member more than 20 years ago and joined staff just over 5 years ago. We have state affiliates in many states. We also have some regional affiliates like NELMS, which is the New England League of Middle Level Education. We have a European affiliate called ELMLY, and there are similar organizations like Australia. I saw mention of Australia in the chat. They have Adolescent Success, which is a large and successful organization also focused on middle level education.
Thank you for sharing that. Selena, talk to us. Close us out.
Alrighty, so I joined BEAM, the Bilingual ESL Association of the Metroplex, as a young teacher. I just recently started serving on the board. We are going into our 43rd year this upcoming year, and we serve over 1,300 educators. Our motto is to educate, collaborate, and advocate, and so that's what we do. Similar affiliates, to name a few, there are several across the state of Texas and nationwide. We're affiliates of TABE, the Texas Association of Bilingual Educators. There's also Rio Grande Valley TABE, and then nationwide, I would say we're very close and similar to the National Association of Bilingual Educators, or NABE.
Thank you for sharing that. And you know what? This is why it's very important, because look at all this that you have in front of you, educator. Look at all this. And I just barely learned about Katie when I went to North Carolina. I was not aware. I'm an old man. I just finished year 33. I've never heard about them. And this is the whole purpose of this platform, is to get that information out there so that you have these opportunities to fine tune and sharpen your axe. Moreno, stick.
And I love it because there's just so much opportunity and options, right? Depending on what level, and just kind of great creating that niche. So super excited. We're going to start off with Dr. Billy Pringle with this question, sir. If someone joins your organization, if they join TASFE, what benefits and professional learning opportunities are available to them? So we have people that are looking and trying to find out. So what are their benefits for joining your organization?
So we offer high quality professional development opportunities, several conferences throughout the year, and being a member gives you certain privileges with those conferences, like a better conference rate and so on. But we have our summer workshop, and I could go through all the others that we do, but on a consistent basis each year. But we also have special opportunities through the year, some at a low cost, some at no cost to our members. We also provide legal services for our members. And in this day and time, that is extremely, extremely important. It probably wasn't as important 20 years ago when I was a principal, but now more than ever, it is.
Repeat that one more time for the people, because I don't think people know that.
Yeah, part of our member services is that they provide liability insurance, for professional liability insurance, which helps them with situations that can occur from just about anything you think of. They call in for support, advice, and if needed, we refer them to an attorney for service. So that's a big piece of what we do. And our membership fee is one of the lowest in the country. So we try to keep it where our folks can afford it. And we just continually look at how we provide service to them in a multitude of ways.
And as a former principal, I was a member of TASSP, and I definitely use those services. So thank you so much for the opportunity, because it definitely comes definitely handy when you need those professional legal services. So thank you so much, sir. Let's go to Selena. Selena, talk to us about, if someone joins BEAM, like, what are the benefits? What's the type of professional development they're gonna obtain?
Yeah, absolutely. We provide networking and leadership opportunities for educators at all stages of their careers. We recently hosted Tabe's conference in Allen, Texas, which was a completely unique experience. We were incredibly honored to serve alongside them. We also connected with leaders across the Metroplex who are also leading this very big work in our emergent bilingual world. We host a directors meeting on a yearly basis just to give you some insight. This past year, we actually had Dr. Xochitl Roca from TEA, who leads emergent bilingual and gifted and talented programming, just to share some insight behind the work. So that was a great opportunity to really connect. We at Beam also host a yearly symposium. Next year, we'll be going into our 43rd year, so save the date. We are going to be hosting that on April 3rd, 2027. So mark your calendars. We'd love for you to join and become a member because we're actually running a summer sale. And so we'd love for you to join us. Visit us at beamdfw.com.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for the info there. Katie, how about you, ma'am? Tell us a little bit about what are the benefits and what do people actually obtain for being a member?
Yeah, we are a membership organization, which means connecting educators with each other is the heartbeat of what we do. So we have a membership of approximately 35,000 worldwide. So we try to provide as many opportunities as possible to connect. So we have our Institute for Middle Level Leadership coming up in 2 weeks in New Orleans, where school leaders or school leadership teams can attend to focus specifically on early adolescent education best practices and do the planning of school improvement work together with their teams. We bring in a special faculty for that. It's a tremendous event. We have an annual conference in November every year where we are the largest in-person gathering of middle school educators in the world. If you've never been to a middle school specific conference, I strongly encourage it. We are a vibe, my friends. So a really good time. And again, as a nonprofit, it's conscientious of us to keep our cost point as accessible as possible. So we've worked very hard over the years to be able to do that. We also provide professional development to schools. I provide most of that myself, but we have a cadre of people that we tag in as well. We have free opportunities for our members, like monthly virtual roundtable sessions for teachers and administrators. Those will be kicking back up with back to school season. Again, just the opportunity to get on a call with other people who do the same work that you do and talk about the things that are relevant to you. We have 2 research journals. We have a biweekly or twice a month email newsletter that goes out with tons of highly applicable information for educators of various roles and services. And then we also have a suite of tools built around research evidence, middle grades best practices, including an assessment schools can use to gauge their implementation of middle grades best practices, companion books related to each of those topics. So you're launching advisory or interdisciplinary teaming and you want to know how to make that work. We have publication to support what that looks like in a middle grades friendly way. And so that's really the heartbeat and center of what we do as a group.
Awesome. Great resources there. Awesome. Thank you so much. We're going to go over to Todd. Todd, talk to us about TEPSA.
So what I'll first say is I am so thankful to be in this conversation with all these other associations, because if there's one thing that I think we can all agree here is I don't care what association you join. You need to be part of an association, period, end of story. And I think, I hope that everybody hears that, because just looking in this conversation alone, I'm like, God, if you can't find a representation here, there's still more. Like, we aren't even all the associations in Texas. But if you are sitting there going, I've never joined any association, or I was a part of this one as a teacher, but when I became an administrator, I didn't know there were others. I'm just like, I meet administrators every day who are not a part of their professional association. Find it. And one of the reasons that I talk about that to my elementary and middle school people in Texas, especially at TEPSA, is because we want you to join for the legal protections alone. Like, that is number one reason that I tell people, if you're going to join TEPSA, that is like the ultimate thing there, is that you get legal protections by being a part of your state association. And in this day and age, you cannot be leading a school or a district without any association behind you. And I don't care if you've got a local association. I'm talking about a state or a national association. Because if all you have is a locally based association and something happens locally, will you always get chosen as the one being represented if it's another issue with someone else locally in your area? I don't know.
Sure.
I've never had to worry about that because I've always been a part of my state association as a teacher,
Correct.
and then when I became an administrator. And so if you are a pre-K through 8th grade administrator, we want you at TEPSA. Whether that is a principal, assistant principal, supervisor, that's all the things that we cover. We even have an aspiring administrator. We have people from region service centers who have a membership category with us. But for me, it's the legal protections. And then second of all, it's the professional development. I have been to a lot and I love so many conferences. But I have to say, and I said this before I worked at TEPSA, our summer conference is so much fun, but so much depth. And we just had it last week. So yes, I'm still recovering, but we brought over 2,000 people together last week and had a great time in Round Rock, Texas. And the learning was amazing. Our keynotes, oh my goodness, I loved them. But the professional learning is also what your association, no matter which one of these, because I've seen the professional learning at all these, they're all good. So whoever you decide to go with, find your people where not only the professional development fits your needs, but also the ability to build community. And that's one thing that's been incredibly important to me is I want to learn, but even though I'm introverted and deep down inside, I still want to find my people. I still want to be able to connect. I know, Marie. I know. Okay, people are always like, "You're introverted." I'm like, "Yeah, because I'm
introvert.
I'm on
What?
camera. I can bring out the energy here, and as soon as I'm done here, I'm not going to talk to anybody for like 25 minutes. So don't worry about that. But I will say, that's one of the things that I've always been particular about whenever I've chosen my association as a teacher and administrator is, am I able to also find my people, or is this just you joined, you're done, great? And so
Right.
I encourage anybody listening to find which one of us, and I'm not going to tell you who's the best because I think each one of us fit different needs and each one of us serve different types of people. So find the association that fits your needs, but join them because you are better with an association behind you. And many of our associations, we go out there and we talk to lawmakers. We talk about education and all these kind of things. And the bigger our associations are, the more power we have when we advocate for you as educators. And so that's why it's so important to be a part of your group.
I love it, Todd. You have to like do a commercial or something because I can't believe you're an introvert, first of all, and number two, you're still on fire from the conference, buddy. So
I've had 24 hours to fill up, so I'm back.
Dr. Darwin, I don't know if you can surpass that, sir. I'm sorry, you're the last one.
Probably no. Good. I'll echo. Actually, I'm a member of TEPSA. For all that reason, for all those reasons. So you're absolutely right. And I have been a member with TEPSA for a long time. But in addition to what the colleague shared, one thing, the big crust of TAPSA is professional development and networking. Mm-hmm. Our professional development, because we have partnered and got our CPE certificate. So every one of our PD sessions, you get a CPE certificate. And It varies in 14 areas. Outside of networking and being able to find a job anywhere within an organization instantly. One thing that I'm super excited about is we were afforded a donation from Success Training in an in-kind amount of $100,000. And what that will entail for us to do in TAPSI is design a custom professional development platform around our content, focus on content and soft skills training in areas such as work ethics, time management, conflict resolution, managing stress. Our members will be able to go through this course online, modules, 5-8 minutes, complete it, and we're partnering with Hudson Tillotson University, and they will get a certificate with an HT stamp on it. We're one of the first nonprofits joining universities like Grambling, Southern, Bethune-Cookman College, and we're on the list as Texas Alliance of Blacks Who Educate getting this donation. So we now have to offer our members a customized professional development platform exclusively for our members, centered around all the content and work we're doing. So we're super excited about that. And that blessing was just given to us because of the work we were doing.
That is amazing, Josh. This is just amazing. I'm so glad that you have them all here together so that people can learn and join.
And if you haven't done so, like and share right now, guys. Put this out there. Put this out there because a lot of times we are not aware. We don't know what we don't know. And it's very important
Right.
that we put it out there. So please make sure you like it and share it. Da Costa Ajitos here. Show him, Moreno, out of Ghana. International show. Hey, Da Costa. Moreno's repping Ghana in honor of you, my man. Thank you for being here. So I agree with you, Darwin. I do. I belong to different organizations also. I do because you know what? Not only do I need the knowledge, the information, but also the support. If I knock on wood, I haven't needed it, but in case, especially even in Texas right now, Billy, you scared us with that lawyer institute. Woo, you scared me, brother. But I'm glad you had those lawyers talk to us this past Monday. Woo, for sure, I'm gonna need 7 organizations just in case. So we're gonna start off with you, Selena. Throughout the year, I'm a member, and I know this works with the different organizations that I have. And again, you don't know what you don't know. In your organization, do you have tiered memberships? And what do you get by those memberships? Do you get quarterly journals? Do you get newsletters? You know, every organization is different. I receive different things from different groups. So in your
Right.
organization, are they tiered organizations by how much you pay? And do you get actual hands-on journals? Is it online? PD discounts at PD? What does your organization offer?
Yeah, absolutely. So we definitely have different tiers of membership in terms of like how many are joining. So like your district can join us, right? Like your organization can join us, or you can join as a sole person and just have your membership as well. So that's kind of like the entry level points for membership in that sense. Everybody, right, is going to get invited to our annual symposium at a discounted rate. You're also going to get access to our newsletters that bring our communities together. We highlight other sponsors who join us and support the work that we do as well. They're also featured on our newsletters. We also have in-person and virtual meetings that you're invited to where we come together, we collaborate, we'll offer a PD session. We'll get you set up for learning what to do. Like we give you like one pagers on, you know, what if something is going on in your world and there are some things that we want to take action on. How do we talk to our local affiliates? How do we talk to our decision makers? How do we, you know, get the word out so that we can get, you know, support for the work that we do or the kids that we serve? So that's another great thing about our membership. And every time that you join, we're always connecting you and just growing your network and really connecting you with amazing people who are leading the work at the district level and the state level, and some of them even beyond the state of Texas. They're going out to DC for advocacy days next week, coming up in the next week or so. So it's really a great place to be.
Thank you. Katie, what about your organization?
We have an individual membership. We have school and district level memberships that discount it. You know, for example, an entire school can be covered for a very low rate. We have special low cost membership for early career educators. That includes people who have been teaching a number of years, but it's their first time serving in the middle level. So we count them as an early career educator. They have access to this multi-year special membership that gives them free resources and a mentor within our network to support that transition to middle school or the beginning in middle school. We also have a partnership with NAESP where if someone is an NAESP member but not an AMLE member, they can get a complimentary membership to our organization to be able to check out our benefits. It works the same way. If someone's a member of AMLE but not NAESP, they can use that membership to check out NAESP's membership benefits. One of the levels we have available in any of our memberships is the difference between receiving access to those journals online versus in print. So you can pay a little bit more to get print editions as well. The primary membership includes online access to all of that.
Awesome. Great. Never heard of that. That's beautiful that you offer that. First year teachers love it. Darwin.
Sir, we got great things. So the main thing I want to, it's $100 to join, and then when you register for the conference, you get $100 off. So your registration pays for itself. And so a lot of what we want to do is make sure we're affordable. In addition to the conference, which is our big event, we've developed monthly master classes throughout the months of February, March, April. We just had 3 where we just engage with 50, 60 coaches in Dallas, Austin, and Houston. So we're already expanding. And those classes are $45. And they come with lunch. And it comes with packed information. And then we have local affiliates. That's the main thing we stress. You have to stay connected to your local. Yes, state is great, but that's that additional connections, those additional PD opportunities. And finally, the big custom professional development platform I just told you about, we were awarded. We're designing that right now. So we can't wait to roll that out. In addition, we partnered with Abilene Christian University, and they have 49 members, a 4-ride master's and a 4-ride doctorate. So that's getting ready to come out. Like, we're just throwing it all out there to the world, and it's all positive.
Woo! Love it. Todd.
Wow.
Talk to us, Todd. Todd? Okay.
Sorry, my screen froze. I was like, I can't move my mouse. Okay. Anyway, yes. So if you want to join TEPSA, we redid our membership. There was a little bit confusion in the years past about which one should I join? What category do I fit in? So now we've got one membership category called our TEPSA Signature. With that, you get all your liability and legal defense. You get discounts on any of our professional development. You get all of our legislative updates and representation at the state capitol, as well as different news and updates, exclusive information. We offer PD throughout the year for free in different ways with webinars and Zooms and things like that. And you're eligible to serve in one of our leadership roles that we have in every single region. We also have a combination membership with NAESP if you're also looking to get involved at the national level, or if you're an aspiring and you're like, okay, look, I'm just starting to get an education and the leadership things. Like, I'm not a full-on member yet. Great, we've got an aspiring one for you. And so we've got something for everybody, but we provide a lot of different resources, and everything's on our website. And any questions, you can always reach out to anybody on staff. We can give you more information.
Beautiful. Dr. Billy Pringle, talk to us.
Todd, sounds like y'all are copying us now. We only have 3 memberships. We have the individual membership. We have an associate membership. That's for those who are not practicing principal or assistant principals, which is about half the price of our regular membership. And then we have a membership for retirees, and that's a one-time fee for retired folks that have been members of TASSP.
I didn't know that.
So they can be a member for the rest of their life. Yes. And then all 3 categories get everything, except the individual is the only category that you get the liability insurance. And so that includes the discount to the summer workshop. It's about a $200 difference between non-member and member for that. But we do e-notes, we do publications. Our Texas Study is a journal that's been around since 1940. We have a professional journal that we do twice a year, and we mail that to all of our members. We mail it. So that's expensive, but we do it because we feel like that's important to have that magazine in your hand. All our legal updates, all of our legislative updates, we do a lot. It all comes with your membership. So
thank you, folks. Appreciate it. Like and share, guys. Put that out there. This has to be part of your conversation as you start setting that money aside for your self-paid PD, that you go to your conference. You know your district's broke. They ain't got money. So make sure that you set that money. Don't go get that Chick-fil-A, put it to the side. Only 3 Starbucks. Only 3 Starbucks, not 5, okay? Set that money aside so that on 26, 27, you could go to these awesome either state or national conferences so you can sharpen your axe. Moreno.
I didn't know that about that retirees having still access to that. So you know what? I'm going to look into that. Thank you so much. That's why I love these podcasts, Josh, because I, as the co-host, I learn. I'm also a learner. So awesome. Thank you so much. We're going to start off with Katie. We'll start off with you next, ma'am. So can you just recommend maybe just a couple of books, 1, 2 books, or a website or podcast that you can just share for all of our audience so that they can prepare for the upcoming school year?
Yeah, so especially if you are a middle grades educator or work with kids in early adolescence, so approximately ages 10 to 15, I would recommend checking out the books we have at amle.org in our shop. All of those are hand selected to be relevant to the world of middle grades education. So we have The Successful Middle School Leader, written for administrators and school leaders, written by Dr. Cedric Gray. We have books on advisory teaming, school counseling, technology, being an adult advocate, all kinds of things. So highly relevant and applicable there. So as people are looking at starting their school year, rather than chasing after what's new and shiny, let's root ourselves in proven practice. So research may say, what does it look like in action? And so let's hear from what's working in the field and consider what that looks like for our own practice.
Katie, I love that, because there's a lot of principals and directors on the podcast now that are thinking about what are we going to do? And it's not the shiny stuff. You want something that's proven, research based. And so awesome. I love that idea. Thank you so much, Katie. Let's go to Selena. Selena, talk to us. Is there any book, podcast, anything out there that you would recommend for our fellow administrators out there that are getting ready for the upcoming school year?
Yeah, certainly. The one that we all just read as a team is actually called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. If you have not read it, pick it up, give it a read. You'll be done in like a day and a half, and you'll be so thrilled to move on to the next and literally take the big leap, right? Puns. So that's one thing that I would certainly recommend for your summer read on the, sandy beaches.
Awesome. Thank you. Darwin Spiller, talk to us, sir. What do you recommend?
I'm going to go a different angle on this one. Books all great, but I'm going to recommend that you take the time and go to the website of the organization that you're interested in, and go through it, go through all the tabs of it. I think it's important that because that's where we're putting everything out for people, and being able to, and when you go to the websites, look for what they're doing in advocacy. So I want you to put your energy, read a book, great, but I want you to put your energy into going to the website, find out what they're saying about advocacy. How do I get connected as a teacher? Who do I talk to? What do I click? Then pick up the phone and call somebody in your network, to help you through that. And that's what we're doing, that one-on-one connection. So spend the time diving deep into the organization website and then asking questions specifically about how they're advocating. Because if you don't know to do that right now, it's a tough. As Title IX compliance and investigator for a district, I can't tell you any further.
Read between the lines. I love it. Great. Easter eggs are kind of dropping there. I love it. Dr. Billy Pringle, can you tell us a couple of books maybe you want to recommend, websites, podcasts educators should be listening to?
There's two books that come to mind immediately when you said that. Jimmy Costa's new book, The Drip Effect. I would recommend that to everyone. I have already read this book, but it really talks to administrators about, the gist of it is slowing down. Don't rush to anything. And it has all kinds of strategies, research-based, ideas that will help you as a campus principal, assistant principal. And then there's a brand new one coming out that I've also read. Is by a principal from Texas. He actually just left Plano ISD as assistant superintendent, but Dr. Courtney Gober. He has a new book coming out called Principal Presence, Principal Mystique, and it's how to be a systems principal. So his way of writing and telling stories is incredible, and I would recommend that to anybody. You will learn from this book. It's called Principal Presence, Principal Mystique. It will be hitting Amazon, all those really soon. It's a great read, a great study.
Awesome. Thank you so much for dropping those hints, because it sounds like it's not out yet, but write it down so that we can be on the lookout. Is that correct?
Yeah, you can order it from the publisher, Bloomsbury, but it'll hit the other markets here soon.
Awesome. Thank you for the heads up. I know there's a lot of people out there that are really looking for a good read, and so awesome for that name. Let's close it out, Todd. Mr. Firecracker.
Well, Dr. Pringle, you stole one of mine because I was going to say The Drip Effect by Jimmy Casas and Jessica Cabine is
Yes.
fantastic. Just came out. And you know, I'm a huge fan of both of those people. So I buy every single book Jessica and Jimmy come out with. But the fact they wrote together, like, I'm obsessed with this book. Another one that just came out recently is called Forward Together: Moving Schools from Conflict to Community. And that's by George Couros. I love George. And then the final one I recommend is called Overcoming Education: Complex Challenges, Difficult People, and the Art of Making a Difference by Brad Gustafson. And the reason I recommend these three books is I'm very, very passionate about reading great books, but I want the people behind the book to actually be reflective of what they write about, to like not just be, oh, I wrote this, and then you meet them in person and they suck. And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that I looked up to that person or like this. And I will tell you, Brad Gustafson, George Couros, Jimmy Casas, Jessica Cabine, I love those people. And they are so authentic and genuine. And their work reflects the work they're doing out in the field. So those are my three recommendations.
Thank you so much, guys, because that is really, those are some big nuggets that you're dropping right now for all of the people listening, because right now this is the time to start collecting these great treasures so that we can kind of then showcase and help and support our teachers and support principals, because we too as principals we need to be reading so that we can help support our teachers, because we need to sharpen our own selves as well. So we can't coach teachers when you're stale and dry, right, Josh?
Exactly. And so right now, right before we get into the lightning round, Dr. Moreno has a fill in the blank question to finish off the questions. Any closing thoughts, ideas, anything that we didn't ask you about your organization that you'd like to tell the world out there? Anything that you'd like to just let us know? And then also, if you have a podcast, a book that you've written, that you run, whatever it is, this is the time, because people are by the pool with their mai tais, their pina coladas, they're swimming with otters. I don't know, they're everywhere out there, and so they might need some time to reflect, something to read, a podcast to hear. But is there something about your organization, Darwin? Is there something about your organization we didn't ask you about that you'd like people to know? And do you have a book that you've written? Is there something that you like to promote?
For me, no. I really want everybody to know that we have put a lot of energy into our website because it's comprehensive. And I really want everybody to know that to have the follow-up you need to get connected, that's www.tabse.net, tabse.net. That is probably the best way. And if you follow me on X, PLC Trailblazer, that's it. Because I trailblazed the PLCs back in my day, and my instructional coach actually named, she said, hey, you should be the PLC Trailblazer. And I've had that handle forever. Follow me there, because that I'm a one-on-one personal person. Like, I will give you my cell phone number and we can talk about how to get you connected. I think it's important to have that level of relationship. So I'm gonna promote our website and get to PLC Trailblazer on X.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Todd, anything we left out? We didn't ask you anything.
No, I think y'all's questions were great, and I loved learning about. I even learned some new things about some of these associations, even though I was familiar with all of them. So I enjoyed this conversation. So yeah, like Darwin said, go to each of these associations' websites, learn more about them, and find the one that fits for you. If it's not TEPSA, awesome, great. Find the one that fits for you. I think that's one thing that's great about all of the associations is we're not in here battling each other. It's more about, let's just get the information out about what we offer, and then you can find what works for you. Because this is about you and finding the things that will help you. As far as any things that I have, I mean, I've got a bunch of books out. You can Google my name or search me on Amazon. I'm really super proud of my newest one, which is Building Authenticity, a Blueprint for the Leader Inside You. And so check that out. And if you're looking for a great podcast here at TEPSA, we've got one called TEPSA Talk, where I interview somebody new every single week, 15 to 20 minutes, bite-sized nuggets, and anybody can check it out. So there's what I got for you.
Selena, talk to us.
So it wasn't anything you guys didn't ask, just a few things that I wanted to share. We also partner with universities and connect with our BASO students, which stands for the Bilingual Education Student Organization. They are our future, and so they're a big part of what we do. They come, they learn all about all of the things that have to do with emergent bilingual students and leading this very big work. And whether they want to go the pathway for teachers or for leadership, we're there for them. Our website is beamdfw.org. So wanted to clarify that. And then one last thing, we also offer a lifetime membership that I failed to mention earlier, but wanted to bring that back to the forefront. And we also award them on a yearly basis at our Beam Symposium. So make an investment in yourself. We hope to see you there on the 3rd of April of next year. So mark your calendars, come join us. We'd love to have you.
Billy Pringle.
Great questions. I don't write books. I read books. My dissertation was the last major writing event that will occur in my lifetime.
I hear you.
All right, Billy. Katie, talk to us.
I would say, because it's timely, if you are a middle school leader, administrator, or teacher leader, or you're a district administrator with influence over the middle grades, and you haven't considered registering for our Institute for Middle Level Leadership, that takes place in literally 2 weeks, and we do still have space. So I would encourage you to check that out on our website, amle.org, and get that taken care of quickly so that we can accommodate you here in 2 weeks. I'm also author of 2 books, Boredom Busters, which is about transforming worksheets, lectures, and grading into engaging learning experiences, and then also Frustration Busters, where we look at unpacking and responding to classroom management challenges. But if I were subtitling that now, it would be subtitled When You Find Yourself Under Your Desk in the Dark Eating Skittles, because we've all had those days and know what they feel like. I am in the early stages of what I hope to become book 3, where I'm looking at inertia busting, this sense of task initiation challenge and lack of academic stamina in our students. So that is in development as we speak.
Nice.
Oh, and I have to interrupt. I've read Katie's books. They're so
Thank
good.
you, God.
So if you're on here listening, I am personally vouching for Katie's work. So that's why when she said I was like, yes, I love that book. So definitely check out Katie's book. Sorry for the
Well,
interruption.
Todd, I think we've been connected on X for like a million years now. So yeah, we've definitely been running in the same circle for a while.
And like I said, these, I've heard them before. They're awesome. If they come to a region close to you, you gotta go. You pay. Don't go to Starbucks. Pay and go hear them. Todd, Katie, they're on fire. And remember my recommendations. I am a 1,000% Fundamental 5 guy, Sean Kane, right here. His book on how to train your teachers and prepare them for the upcoming school year. And he just came out with a brand new one. He just showed it to me at TSSP. I'll promote it next week. Our guest from last week from Nevada, Shawana Quinville, the ABCs, XYZs. It is great. It's a great, quick read. It tells you everything about how to go back to the basics. So you just started. That's a great book for you. Superintendent Glenn Robbins, about that dark side of education. You know how sometimes people put roadblocks in our lives and we're not allowed to move up because you know what? We're not thought of highly by certain circles. Well, he connects that with actual music artists that were told, you know, that guy Tom Petty, he was going to be a big loser. He was never going to do anything in life, right? Well, he connects education to artists that were told they would not be successful. And yours truly, real quick, before we get into the last question and the lightning round, co-authored help in these 2 books, Barbara Bray, 23 Stories by 23 Educators, yours truly, 1 chapter, and by Robert Hitchcliffe, right there, 15 principles from across the United States. Help write it in there. Awesome job. Something for your poolside. Let's go, Moreno. Last question and then the lightning round.
Absolutely. Last question, you guys. Are y'all ready? We're going to start off with Todd. Todd, because you're just on fire, buddy. I love you. Finish the fill in the blank sentence. Hey, educator, this summer I want you to...
Hey, educator, this summer I want you to take time for you and don't ever feel like that's selfish. Disconnect completely.
Awesome. I love it. Let's go to Dr. Billy Pringle. Question. Sentence. Finish the sentence. Hey, educator, this summer I want you to.
Enjoy life, disengage, and recharge your battery.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. Dr. Darwin Spiller, talk to us. Hey, educator, this summer I want you to.
Invest in you.
Yes. Love it. Love it. Selena, hey, educator, this summer I want you to.
Choose a day of the week and designate it as your self care day. My self care day is every Sunday.
I love that. I used to do that when I was a principal. My day was Thursday. I would go to the movies. And last but not least, Katie, talk to us. Hey, educator, this summer I want you to.
Rest, slow down, stay
Yes.
present right in this moment.
Love it. Love it. We're ready. We're ready, Josh. Talk to us about the Échale Ganas.
Here we go. This is a PGP podcast for ganas. That is the only word that connects all Hispanics. Bolivia, Ecuador, Peru, Mexico. That's the only thing that connects us. Our foods don't connect us. The rate of speed that we talk does not connect us. Our words are totally, we don't connect. Sometimes we say some things we shouldn't say around another Hispanic country.
Yeah.
And it gets us in trouble. And we learned that the hard way. But you know what? Ganas, that is a spiritual word. It's a generational word that's used from a grandma to the grandchild. It is used from an uncle to a nephew. It's used all over. Échale ganas, mija. It's so beautiful to hear when you're in the stands, when you're surrounded during that type of environment. So we're gonna start off with you, Katie, real quick. You're gonna set the world on fire with ganas. Answer these questions. Remember, it's lightning round. You don't want to get this face to get close to that camera at all. It's a lightning round, all right? It's not a dissertation. Here we go. Give advice to a new teacher.
It is okay to not know, and it is okay to ask.
Read a note, an email, a text from a parent, a colleague, or student that inspired you with their words.
Email from a parent that said Avery said today was the best day ever because she got to spend it with Miss Powell. Happened to be on the worst day of my teaching career.
Love it. Send some flowers to an active colleague who inspires you in your work. Name and title.
Erin, she's an innovation coordinator in Connecticut, 1-year stroke survivor.
What summer vacation spot stands out and you want to visit again?
Key West.
What is your favorite cheat food?
I don't eat and limit what I eat, so give me a burger and a brownie and I'm happy.
Where would you prefer to celebrate July the 4th? DC, Mount Rushmore, Disneyland, or the beach with your family?
Beach with my family.
When you were young, what was the best family vacation you took with your mom and your dad?
Anything roller coasters.
Aw.
What do you do when you need to refocus, to recalibrate?
Go out to my woods.
How can the audience get some more knowledge from you, young lady?
I am Beyond the Desk or Teach Beyond the Desk on X, Instagram, etc. So they can find me there.
Oh, you could find her, let me tell you. Billy Pringle, Dr. Billy Pringle. Give advice to a new teacher.
Get to know and love your students.
Read a note, an email, a text from a parent, a colleague, or student that inspired you with their words.
It's from a student. It says, and I keep it in my office. Thank you for always believing in me and encouraging me. You'll be missed, but never forgotten. Your favorite student, Claire.
Love it. Send some flowers to an active colleague who inspires you in your work.
Send it to 2. Shannon and Yancey, you're amazing.
What summer vacation spot stands out? And you wanna
Probably
visit
the
more?
mountains of Ruidoso.
Oh, wow. What is your favorite cheat food?
Jalapeno Cheetos.
Love it. Where would you prefer to celebrate July the 4th? DC, Mount Rushmore, Disneyland, or the beach with your family?
Beach with the family.
When you were young, what was the best family vacation you took with your mom and your dad?
Just visiting my grandparents.
What do you do when you need to recalibrate, sir?
Actually spend time with family.
And how can people get a hold of you, young man?
Go at tassp.org.
Love it. Darwin, con ganas, amigo, con ganas. Here we go. Give advice to a new teacher.
Kids won't remember every lesson, but they'll remember how you make them feel.
Read a note, an email, text from a parent, a colleague, or student that inspires you with their words.
Darwin, thank you for seeing my child as a person.
Send some flowers to an active colleague who inspires you with in your work? Name and title.
I'll go to give it to Michelle. She's my spiritual partner. She's a consultant in her outside time.
What summer vacation spot stands out for you and you want to visit
Anything
again?
with ocean, water, zen, woosah,
What's your favorite cheap food?
tacos.
Where would you
Lots
prefer
of
to-
them. Lots of tacos.
Agreed. Where would you prefer to celebrate July the 4th? DC, Mount Rushmore, Disneyland, or the beach with your family?
Oh, I'll go Ocean Beach.
When you were young, what was the best family vacation you took with your family?
The simple ones. We had a station wagon and riding in the back and looking out of the window of them. It was the simple road trips with my family.
When you need to recalibrate, what do you do?
I'm like Selena. My self-care day is Sunday as well. I have standing appointments on Sundays.
Love it. And how can people get a hold of you?
Easy. President@tapsy.net or PLC Trailblazer.
Love it. Billy, I got the message, brother. If you got to go, you got to go. God bless you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you.
Thanks, everybody. Sorry I have to leave.
You got it, brother. Family first. Selena, give advice to a new teacher.
Never underestimate the impact of believing in a child before they believe in themselves.
Woo! Read a note, an email, a text from a parent, colleague, or student that inspired you with their words.
Dr. Midas, I just wanted to say thank you. This semester wasn't easy for me. Between working full time, taking care of my family, and trying to keep up with with coursework, there were so many moments where I wanted to give up. Your class became one of the bright spots in my week. You created an environment where I felt seen, supported, and capable, even when I doubted myself. Thank you for reminding me that I can do hard things.
Eso. Send some flowers to an active colleague who inspires you with your work.
Dr. Stephanie Camarillo Zelenik, our Executive Director of Learning Initiatives at Lead Forward. She inspires me because she never loses sight of why we do this work.
Love it. What summer vacation spot stands out and you want to visit again?
South Beach,
What is your favorite cheap food?
chips, salsa, and queso.
Where would you prefer to celebrate July the 4th? DC, Mount Rushmore, Disneyland, or the beach with your family?
Well, my first choice is Waxahachie, Texas, because July 4th is where I'm getting married this year. But from the list, the beach.
All right. When you were young, what was the best family vacation you took with your mom and your dad?
Veracruz, Mexico, specifically the waterfalls in Tambaque.
Eso. What do you
Nice.
do when you need to recalibrate? Focus on yourself.
Backyard cookout.
How can people get a hold of you?
Selena Angelica is most of my names on all social media platforms.
Love it. And El Joven Todd Nesloni finish us off right now. Remember, panel, don't hang up right before we go off. Give advice to a new teacher.
You matter just as much as your students do.
Amen. Read a note, an email, a text from a parent, colleague, or student that inspired you with their words.
When my wife and I had our boys 4 years ago, getting a text from a former student that says, "Heard y'all had kids. When can I stop by and meet them?"
Nice. Send some flowers to an active colleague who inspires you with your work.
Benjamin Gilpin is a superintendent in Michigan and one of the kindest, most energetic, most inspiring people I've ever met in my life. And I'm so thankful to call him friend and to learn from him every day.
What summer vacation spot stands out and you want to visit again?
Disney World, and we are always Disney people, but also give me a beach.
What is your favorite cheap food?
Everything. I'm like Katie, like I'm not limiting myself, and you can tell when you see me. But Mexican is my weakness. Like, give me Mexican food all day long, like legit Mexican food.
So the answer for the next question is the beach, right?
Yeah.
All right. Where would you prefer to celebrate? Oh, it's true. Where would you prefer to celebrate? July the 4th, DC, Mount Rushmore, Disneyland, or the beach?
You put Disneyland, but I'm gonna say Disney
Oh.
World because that's our happy
Got you.
place.
When you were young, what was the best family vacation you took with your parents?
I love what Billy said. Visiting my grandparents. I have so many memories of those over any family vacation.
What do you do when it's time to recalibrate, sir? And I know you promote this a lot, to focus on yourself.
I turn my phone off and go and be as silly as possible with kids because I feel like when you embrace that inner child, everything gets put into better focus.
And how can people get a hold of you if they're living under a rock?
You can Google my name, or you can just go to I'm Tech Ninja Todd or Todd Nesloney on different platforms. And then my email is todd@tepsa.org.
Thank you, panel. Appreciate you being here tonight, giving us some of your time, but most importantly, the knowledge that you bring for our educators. Because a lot of times people feel that they're alone. Look, you're not alone. And what Todd said, there's tons more organizations that are out there just for you to ensure that you become the best version of yourself. And this show, that's what it's about today. So reach out, let other people know, hey, I heard about this. I heard about this. Hey, we should become part of this organization. Whatever it is. And if it's not your fit, there's other ones that you could research. You have to also do your homework. Just like you tell your students, do your homework. You need to do your homework. And just like Darwin says, look at their websites. They will give you everything out there. They'll tell you about how much it costs, what opportunities there are, the conferences that are set up already for the upcoming school year. So remember, guys, you're not alone. This thing, people talk a lot of trash about it, and it's true. There's trash stuff out there, but in the end, it also connects. How was I able to connect with all of these individuals? By reaching out on this cell phone right here and making sure you make those connections. We're not alone. We choose to be alone, but you know what? There's always a bright, shining day out there when we learn from others, because iron sharpens iron. And we'll join you next week with Father's Day edition. It's just going to be you and me, Moreno. Father's Day edition to all los papás, el Día del Padre. Felicidades. Join us. And if you can't join us because you're celebrating Dad, one piece of word of advice from Chris Rock. Don't eat the big piece of chicken. That's for your dad. Don't eat the big piece of chicken. Remember that. That's for Dad right there. Panel, say goodbye to everybody.
Don't hang up.
Don't hang up. Thank you, everybody. Like and share the show. Go to YouTube, like and share. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a great week.
Bye. Peace out.